In terms of F&B applications, would you be able to share any specific case studies with me, please?
What the brands recognize is that it's not enough to provide kind of the value from the hardware product. Like, for food and beverages, you might have the drink, you might have the food, and then you might have a nice packaging that goes with it that makes your customer feels good after eating it. But that's not the only thing that really they're selling. A lot of times what they're trying to sell, try to promote the brand is the sort of lifestyle that the impression that they want to give to the client. And they have been thinking about a lot of ways. That's why at the early stage they have gone into a lot of work on the design of packaging. Now, with the emergence of technologies, the brand's aware that everyone got a smartphone with them, and the trend is everyone's thinking, is there something that we can do regarding to provide more value online as well as offline product? So the thing that they really struggle is everybody talk about the Internet of Things, so how you link the Internet with the hardware product. With food and beverages, you don't tend to have power within your food product or drink product. So without power, without battery, so how can you sort of do Internet of Things? And the area that we really comes in, the problem that really leads NFC Touch comes in is our NFC technology, which doesn't really require any power at all. All it really needs is an NFC chips that goes inside a product. It could be inside the product packaging. So what it does is it really allows the customer to tap their phone onto the product packaging and gets more value out of it. So, for example, what value you can get? You can get, the product informations, maybe the ingredient, maybe why this food is good for you. If you have a certain sort of illness or certain type of persons, and if you are really interested in sort of how organic the food is, interested in the manufacturing process, then all the brand can as well have a video ready there showing you how the food is being processed and get in front of you at the moment, at the time that you're tapping on it. There may be more informations that you want to learn about the food. Maybe the food has got past certain certifications from the certification bodies, from the government, or else. There's many innovative things that you can do online with the customer mobiles, and it really depends on the imaginations.
What are the benefits of using NFC as compared to other sort of technologies out there?
Okay, if we talk about turning or transforming your product into an IoT product, then in terms of cost-wise, NFC would definitely be the cheapest one, the easy step into transforming your product into IoT product. So the simple reason why, like I said before, is doesn't actually include battery, so you don't need power to go onto your product. Where if you think about Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or any other sort of connections methodology, then most of them really requires power, and that really driven the cost up.
What about in comparison to things like QR codes?
What NFC does in addition to kind of product identification is product verifications. So it's a way that you can identify something where you can prevent people copies it, like copycats it. One of the things that the QR code cannot do is product authentications. So because you can simply copy the QR code onto the other products. With NFCs, every single chip is actually unique. Therefore, it provides that verifications capability.
Do you see NFCs and your system as a whole developing more wider applications within the industry?
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, yes. I mean, the reason why they were using NFC for traceability is like I said, unique product verification features that the IC chips inside the NFC tag can provide. And that's why they're using for traceability. But I mean, there's a whole load of different scenario where we can use this technology in order to sort of improve the process, improve the business, and as well as do much more. Let me just give you one example. NFC is a chip that can be read by any mobile phone. So if any company have mobile applications for their customers, which can read the NFC on the product, then with the app they can actually divide more, design kind of more promotions program involving the chips inside the product, which this sort of thing has never been taking place before. So in terms of promotion-wise, there's a lot more things that they can do. And for examples, if we go on to another side, which is the business side of things, so very often you have the quality assurance, so the QC checking for many of the product during the manufacturing. Now, a lot of times the quality checking is done by an inspector, and the record is record on the paper, paper record, and cannot really be easily transferred onto the computer, the server, and therefore we can understand, have all this data ready. Now, what NFCs can do is we can transform the quality checking inspections record from paper onto mobile applications. So imagine we have this inspector using mobile phone to do all the inspection checkings, record the quality record onto their phone, and by tapping onto the product NFCs, they can do a very simple register of which product has been checked and so on. All this data will be up on the server instantly. Therefore, you don't need anyone to write down the paper record, and you don't need another person to type up all this record onto the backend server for the management to sort of really manage the whole process. For F&B product, if they want to move towards the IoT, they have to think of a way. They need a channel. So Wi-Fi is a channel, Bluetooth is a channel, NFC is a channel. They can use QR code, as some of them are using now at the moment. But eventually, what we think is NFC is the most simplest stepping stone for all this F&B business to move towards IoT.